Hey guys, I think I'm online. Let me see. So I'm still messing around with this. I'm still messing around with this page. I am trying a different inking style on it. I had asked you guys in my last update video what you guys thought I should do. I mean, how you deal with like hating your work. Because I was having a very low day. I still kind of am as far as my work is concerned. But part of the reason I was having such a gut reaction to not liking the page or not feeling it was right for the comic was that it was too much like my coloring book art. And when I got to the I knew that when I got to the last panel, which would be the werewolf, that when I got to the last panel, which was, damn it, gotta go to my studio on YouTube, on this page, which would have been the werewolf, it was not going to look right, or not how I wanted it to look. Also, I felt everything was too busy, and I really was not conveying the night scene the way I wanted to. So I don't know if this is, I spent the day working on this. Like, okay, let's put it this way. I could have conveyed the night scene with lots of gray scale, but I don't, I don't want to have to shade this whole thing. It's going to take me a lot longer. And why isn't this popping out? Where's my live stream thing? My bobber. I have to make sure I'm actually streaming and I'm not just talking into the void. So I spent a lot of time today playing with inks. I also didn't like the brush I was using. It's a common theme with me. So I think I probably just, I mean, I literally spent like 6 hours on this today, just like trying things and looking at reference. So I've probably just, I mean, like legit, this is the only thing I did today. It's gone through a couple of incarnations of inking. You can see here. I started this, which was okay. I liked how the grass was coming out and stuff, but I hated how messy the leaves were, and I wasn't. So I spent a lot of time on this today, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm gonna try something else. I'm not deleting it. I'm just not. I'm not 100% happy with it. So that's when I started looking for reference. I like how much stronger the blacks are down here. But so if you can see the difference between the leaves here on these bushes compared to what I'm doing now. Another attempt. More like the others were just too messy, and the brush, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to get rid of that because if this starts, I can always go back to it if I'm not liking how this is going. But I did want, I guess, I remember posting that when I posted in the group that I wanted this to kind of be like bone a little bit. And the thing that bone has that this doesn't have, and I'm not trying to replicate Jeff Smith's style at all. I wanted the black and white feel, right? The thing about his style is that he was very masterful in his contrast between black and white and before the colorized versions, and using the negative space and the design of a page, like the design of everything. And I'm not masterful, but I realized I had too much line, not enough shapes, and not enough white, and not enough strong blacks. And I'm still really tired and not feeling it, but I don't want to spend the time to make this like hyper realistic with shading and or with line work. And so I do want to stylize it, right? But I don't want it to look, it's a night scene, so I actually want to utilize, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. All I know is I'm just really struggling right now. And I might just be wasting all kinds of time, and it might have been perfectly fine the way it was. And I might just be like too nitpicky for my own good. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with I haven't deleted anything, by the way, so I can always go back, but I don't know. Am I making sense to anybody? Do you guys struggle with this the way I struggle with this? It wouldn't be as hard if it wasn't a night scene because, you know, it's a lot easier to draw during the day. The actual, things during the daylight. But because I'm not going to be using like shading to like have, graduations of gray and shadow and stuff. And I'm just not like comfortable with, I guess I'm just not comfortable with this. But you can't have a werewolf running around during the daytime. I mean, you could. A lot of modern werewolves that aren't, cursed by the full moon, they can shapeshift at will. In lore and in books and stuff, but films. But in this story, it has to be at night, so I have to draw it at night, So I guess I'm trying to do between the two versions of my first version, which was just like the really linear line drawing, and the second version, which had more depth, but it was too messy. I'm trying to find something in between. And the dog wants me to stop and go downstairs and play video games. And I want to give in to that impulse. So like, for example, this tree, I should technically, like most of this here, should be in black, right? Because it should be blacked out. Because if the moon is up here and the light's hitting it, this should all be backlit. So if I did that, you know, I could do it, but then everything's going to be very black. So why is my thing frozen? There we go. It's not frozen anymore. I mean, so I could build it like this, but do I want to? The other thing is, you know, most people cop out on this artistically by just showing the trunks in a forest, you know, so it's a lot easier, just black on white. However, I'm putting the leaves in, which is difficult for me. Maybe you guys are like really good and it's not difficult for you, but yeah, so I don't know. So the thing is, it would be probably lit on the edges. And there's another thing I want to say. There's like not really a lot of good photo reference of actual like trees at night. Either they're all a bunch of at least in Google, they're all a bunch of photo manips and just crap. So we'll see. I might go ahead and try this. But see, then it becomes really stylized in and of itself, right? Because then I have to like, I can't have it all black, so I have to say, okay, well, where's, you know, I have to put white against black against white against black. There was this comic that I remember that I had, God, a million years ago. And I think the artist was Tim Sale. I'm not sure. And it was very, I mean, this was like the 90s, right? I don't know. So I don't know if it was him. But it was very much all like black and white. It was like the Mouser or something. A novel is a book that had been a fantasy novel that had been turned into a book, a comic book, and at least I think that's what it was. And he had a very black on white graphic night shadowy thing style like this. And I mean, this is my memory. I'm probably going to get off, when I get off here, I'm probably actually going to look that up and see. It was Tim somebody. Or maybe it was for, God, I don't know. I know it was in like a medieval city. I remember it. And I don't know how many issues it was or... But in my mind, that's kind of, I wish I could know what that was because I would look that up for reference and see if my mind is remembering.